Hi, this is Father Louis Scurti with Friends of the Word. I'm here in Sicklerville, New Jersey. It's way south. And I'm with my dear cousin, Linda Scurti Brand. I lived with Linda and her family in 1968-69 when I was teaching at Cathedral Academy. They lived in West Berlin, and I became son number 3. And that was quite an adventure. Do you remember those days?
Yes, they're wonderful. Wonderful day.
The the thing that stands out most is the car.
Oh my God, that car. Louis had a car that was so old. And we would go to work every day together. I worked in Philadelphia, he worked in Camden. So we would drive to Camden together. And everything was fine until winter hit, and we were freezing to death.
Every day.
Every day we were freezing. And in the spring, after that
You
winter,
remember that?
we were cleaning the car, and all of a sudden we looked, and there's like this little door that said open for heat. And so we found out that we really did have heat. We just didn't use it.
And she used every name in the book to tell me off.
And we broke down so many times. I remember one time we broke down, and I was like, enough already. I saw this car coming, and I knew it was a neighborhood friend of mine. I flagged him down. I said, I need a ride to the high speed line. He said, fine, get in. I left my cousin off. I went. I don't know what happened to him, and I didn't care.
Eventually, I got home.
Yeah.
But that year made such an impression on me. We're outside, so you're going to hear natural sounds like those dogs. So it's such an impression on me that I feel like I never left. Now, West Berlin is about 2 hours from North Jersey. Okay, so we're the North Jersey cousins, and Linda and the family are the South
Yeah.
Jersey cousins. And if you remember, go back onto our page and put in Carmi or Carmela Scurti in the search line, and you'll hear the interviews we had with Carmela a few years ago when she was visiting us in New York. Typical Saturday morning. What was that like? Remember?
Uh, well, I used to play It's a Beautiful Morning,
Yes.
that song. It's a beautiful morning. And you made flowers out of paper mache or something. We had those all over the house. And you were doing sculpturing and artwork at Temple University at night. And we used to make fun of your artwork. We didn't know that you were really good. We just thought it was, we would take pictures of it and point to it and laugh. And we had food fights and water fights in the kitchen, throwing mashed potatoes at each other. And there was 5 of us, and you is 6. My mother and father was 7 with 1 bathroom.
Oh, I
Yeah,
remember
it
that.
it was the best of times.
It
It
was.
really was.
We had great times.
Yeah.
One fight. One of her sisters, Phyllis, as a teenager, was healthy,
Voluptuous.
voluptuous. Okay, that's a good way of saying it. And they would come down with their nightgowns, and I had, slacks or shorts, whatever. And this was a water fight day, and it started with sprinkling. Like you would sprinkle me, I would sprinkle you, and Phyllis sneaks up behind me and pours a glass of water down my back. I don't move. I just take it and accept it and bide my time. Phyllis is at the sink, and I get a hose from the sink and hold Phyllis still. Remember that?
Yeah.
And shoot the water.
Up her shirt. She was drenched. She went running down the hallway finally. She went into my closet with wet clothes on and came out with my dress on.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
So there was Linda and
Phyllis,
Phyllis and Jamie, Susan, and Johnny. And Susan right now runs Crazy Susan's Cookies. Might as well give them a plug.
Right.
In Ocean City, New Jersey.
Right.
And you've spent enough of your time there too.
Yeah, we opened that store in 2006. and it's still going strong in Ocean City. Susan
Mm.
Susan runs it now, um, and it's a great business. We had a little television show on the Food Network. We had I think 8 television shows called the Tough Cookies.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
the whole family was in it. It was great. It was good times.
What's unique about the South Jersey Scurties and their extended family, people got married into the family, is everything's together. You guys do everything
Yeah,
together.
yeah, very close knit. The five of us, 5 siblings, uh, we just like never had an argument. We did nothing but laugh. Everything was a wonderful family life growing up.
Mm.
Everybody wanted to be with us at our dinner table with my mom and dad, and it was wonderful. I mean, we did lose my brother in my neighbor. We did lose my brother 5 years ago to suicide, which is on the interview with my mom,
Yeah.
which was really very, very difficult for us to go through. But as a family, we were able to handle that.
Mm.
You know, it's wasn't easy.
Yeah.
No,
And always with a little twist of humor.
a
Every
lot
every painful event.
has what they call dark humor. Um, we've always had dark humor, and we laughed at the most inappropriate times, and made jokes. I remember my dad. My dad lived till he was 90. He had everything in the world wrong with him, and I remember going to a funeral one time, and my brother Johnny said to him, "Dad, don't stay still. Keep walking because the funeral director's eyeing you up. He's like measuring you, you know." And we would all laugh. We all thought that was so funny. And
And we can't say what Jim would say at that
yeah,
point.
right,
It's
yeah.
limited. Go ahead.
But no, we always had dark humor, and it kind of gets you through things, laughing and humor, and it's reality. It's life.
Mm.
Some people don't know how to take that
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
It's insulting
They're
to some people.
shocked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
shocked.
yeah.
Like something's wrong with
But
us.
we don't
Yeah.
care.
No, we don't care what anybody else thinks anyhow.
When when Johnny passed, I was in Florida. We came up, and he was in the coffin the night before, and the family was there, and there was always competition between Johnny and Jamie as to who was the better looking. Jamie finally bit the bullet. He said, "Damn, even in the coffin, he looks better than
Better
I
than
do."
yeah. That's right. It's
that's
crazy.
that's the kind of humor there was,
Yeah.
and many, many, many funny stories, hysterical stories.
Yeah. And a lot of them revolve around Johnny because he was the youngest, he was the baby, but he was the funniest.
Yes.
And he we were just at I was at the doctor's, which is another story, and the nutritionist said to me, and my brother Jamie and my sister Phyllis were in the room with me, and they said, "Do you have any food allergies?" And we busted out laughing, and they looked at us like we were crazy. And I said, "Well, you have to understand that we were at a wedding one time, and we were all sitting at this table, and the waitress came up, and my sisters and I and my brothers were there, and the waitress said, 'Does anybody have a food allergy?' And Johnny said, 'Do my sisters look like they have a food allergy?' And like the waitress was mortified, and we were hysterical laughing. So when the nutritionist said that to me, we just got hysterical laughing because it brought back that memory. Uh,
We're always conscious of how it looks,
yes, looks.
especially Linda and I.
That
Oh,
right.
we have pictures of the two of us, as kids, tiny, tiny kids. Linda's grandfather, I called him Uncle Dominic, and Aunt Angie, her grandmother and grandfather. And we'd come up maybe twice a year, and
Hmm.
it would take forever.
Yeah.
We had my
Well,
father's.
I don't think there was a turnpike. Was there a
No,
turnpike
I think
then?
we took
No.
stagecoach route.
Yeah, it was horrible. Horrible.
But we'd stay. in your grandfather's house,
Yeah,
and sometimes with your mother's house, and it was always wonderful. So we have these little pictures of the two of us looking the same size. We're not quite the same age.
yeah,
We're not disclosing that, but it goes back a long time.
it does. Does go back.
Um, I asked Linda to consider this interview based on one, the fact that her mother was already interviewed, and we touched on pretty serious subject and comic subjects. But today's subject is going to be even more serious. Um, and next episode will fill you in on that. But give us like a overview.
So, um, about 3 weeks ago, I started with this odd pain in my back, and go to the doctors every 3 months for my regular checkups. Blood work's fine, heart's fine, blood pressure's fine, everything's good. And after a little bit of investigation, I work at a hospital, so I have a lot at my disposal. I have the top doctors in the industry at my disposal, which is wonderful. Um, but I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic inoperable pancreatic cancer. And shocking, as anybody would be, because the best in the industry really can't help me. It's not curable. And all of a sudden, you go from living your life and having everything that you want and wonderful family, wonderful friends, a great job, great career, um, and you're looking at your mortality.
And we're going to
Uh,
stop there. That's good.
okay.
That's a good place to stop because you have a real essence of why we're here today, celebrating Linda's life and her stories with her family. This is Father Louis Scurti with my cousin Linda Scurti Brand here in Sicklerville, New Jersey. Keep in touch and tune in for the next episode.